appeared to Abram by the oaks of Mamre. We thought about taking you to an originally looking place, but decided in the end to take you to the original place. And what you see here, that's actually the area of Hebron as it looks today. What you hear is the life of this quite big Arab city today. So the Lord appeared to Abram by the oaks of Mamre. We didn't find any oaks anymore. And Abraham sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing in front of him. I do want to quote one German rabbi who lived 100 years ago in Germany to you, because it's amazing what he says about this appearance, this revelation of the Lord to Abraham as 3 men. It's Rabbi Ben Jakob. He says the closer a man is allowed to stand in relation to God, the more human are the manifestations of God. The farther a man is away from God, the more impersonal is it. The intimacy of God is not expressed by God deifying man. That means he doesn't make man more like God, but the more intimate God is with man, the more God becomes human. Isn't that amazing? That the rabbi sees that already in this text, that God becomes human, and the more human, the more intimate he wants to be with man. So when Abram saw these 3 men, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed down, worshiping to the earth. Again, he totally surrenders, totally submits, throws himself down to the ground. And Abram said, "O Lord, if I found favor in your sight, do not just pass by your servant. Let a little bit water be brought and wash your feet. Rest under the tree. I bring a morsel of bread that you may refresh your heart, and after that you may pass on, since you have come to your servant." So they said, the 3 men, "Do as you said." And Abram went quickly into the tent and to Sarah and said, "Quick, take 3 seah of fine flour and knead it and make cake." And then Abram ran to the herd, took a calf, tender and good, and gave it to a young man. He prepared it quickly, and then he took butter, milk, and the calf that he had prepared and set it before them. And he stood, like a servant he stood. He did not sit down with them, but stood by them under the tree. Just go through these verses once more and think how much effort it took Abraham to prepare this meal for these 3 men. The question is, did Abraham know immediately who was standing before him? At least he was a prophet, at least he was the father of faith. According to Samson Raphael Hirsch, a rabbi from a few centuries ago, from Germany again, Abraham did not know whom he was facing. And that's an amazing insight. Rabbi Hirsch says, Abraham just wanted to teach his sons the sentence that it is better to receive travelers in a hospitable manner than standing in the presence of God. Hospitality, according to this rabbi, is more important than serving God. Now, whom, if Abram did not know who the three men were. Whom did he have in front of him? Rabbi Hirsch says they were, from Abram's point of view, uncircumcised idol worshippers. Just think of that. It wasn't his people. It wasn't the same religion. He was, to those who were foreign to him, hospitable in an overwhelming manner. Actually, what Abram shows us here, what he lives, again, is very much a New Testament message. Hebrews 13 verse 2 says, "Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers. For in this way some have entertained angels," being unaware that they were angels, but they had very close community with God. So what we see here, God appears to Abram in a human way to reveal himself, and Abraham is occupied. He employs himself in hospitality. His closeness, his intimacy with God is not a result of him withdrawing from the world, or of him being an ascete, or doing, I don't know, extraordinary things to get into ecstasy. His getting close to God is not a product of unhealthy fantasy or some errant kind of prophecy. He was just normally living, serving, living his life, and in this way God got close to him.